7 Little Johnstons. Brice admits he's struggling due to the big Johnston family. It's stressful. In the ever-evolving landscape of reality television, few shows have managed to maintain both authenticity and viewer engagement quite like 7 Little Johnstons. Since its debut on TLC in 2015, the series has offered an intimate, often humorous, and occasionally poignant look into the lives of the Johnston family, a household of 7 little people navigating everyday life in a world not always designed for them. Over the years, the show has chronicled everything from teenage milestones and college transitions to weddings, career shifts, and the arrival of grandchildren. But as the family has grown, not just in numbers but in complexity, so too have the interpersonal dynamics that define their shared story. One of the most compelling and emotionally resonant arcs in recent seasons centers around Brice, Emma Johnston's longtime boyfriend. Once seen as the charming outsider slowly earning his place in the tight-knit clan, Brice has recently revealed a more vulnerable side, the emotional and psychological toll of being immersed in such a large, intense, and highly involved family unit. In a particularly candid moment during season 10, Brice confessed to Emma, "It's stressful." Those 3 words, simple yet loaded, have sparked widespread discussion among fans and raised important questions about boundaries, identity, and the challenges of integrating into a pre-established family system. To understand Brice's struggle, one must first appreciate the unique ecosystem that is the Johnston household. Patriarch Trent and matriarch Amber have raised 5 children: Jonah, Elizabeth, Anna, Emma, and Alex, all of whom have achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. From the outset, the show emphasized the family's resilience, humor, and unwavering support for one another. Their home in Forsyth, Georgia, became a symbol of inclusivity, love, and adaptability, a place where differences were not just accepted but celebrated. But as the children grew into adulthood, the family dynamic inevitably shifted. Jonah moved out, started a family of his own, and later returned home with his wife, Lauren, and their children. Elizabeth pursued a career in entertainment and advocacy, often clashing with her parents over independence. Anna and Alex navigated their own paths, with Alex becoming a social media influencer and Anna stepping into a more private role. Emma, the youngest daughter, remained especially close to her parents, often living at home well into her 20s. This constant ebb and flow of comings and goings, coupled with the family's tendency to solve problems collectively and loudly, created a high-energy, high-involvement environment. For someone raised in a more traditional or reserved household, like Brice, this can feel overwhelming, even suffocating. Brice entered the 7 Little Johnstons narrative in 2019 as Emma's boyfriend. Unlike many of the family's previous romantic partners, Brice is of average height, which immediately set him apart in a family where shared physical experience has long been a cornerstone of connection. Initially, viewers watched with curiosity as Brice attempted to navigate everything from custom-built door handles to family game nights filled with inside jokes and decades of history. Over time, Brice proved himself to be respectful, patient, and genuinely caring toward Emma and her family. He attended family events, supported Emma through personal challenges, and even participated in the show's signature blend of chaos and camaraderie. Fans began to root for the couple, seeing in Brice a stabilizing presence for Emma, who had previously struggled with anxiety and self-confidence. Yet, beneath the surface, tension simmered. Brice, who values privacy and personal space, often found himself caught in the crossfire of family debates, last-minute plan changes, and the ever-present expectation to be on, emotionally available, socially engaged, and fully committed to the Johnston way of life. The phrase "it's stressful" emerged during a quiet but pivotal conversation between Brice and Emma in a recent episode. Sitting on their bed, away from the noise of the main house, Brice opened up about his growing sense of unease. "I love your family," he began carefully, "but sometimes it feels like there's no room to breathe. Everyone's always in each other's business. Plans change without warning. And if I need time alone, it's like I'm doing something wrong." Emma, visibly torn, listened intently. She understood his perspective. She'd felt similar pressures growing up, but also felt defensive. "This is just how we are," she replied. "We're close. We help each other. It's not meant to be controlling." But Brice pushed back gently, "I know it's not malicious. But it doesn't make it any less overwhelming. I didn't grow up like this. I need space to process things, to recharge. And I feel guilty every time I ask for it." This exchange struck a chord with viewers, many of whom recognized the universal struggle of balancing personal boundaries with familial expectations, especially in blended or highly enmeshed families. For Brice, the issue isn't about disliking the Johnstons, it's about the emotional labor required to constantly adapt to a system that operates on collective needs over individual ones. At its core, Brice's struggle reflects a deeper cultural and psychological clash between individualistic and collectivistic family models. The Johnston family embodies a collectivist approach. Decisions are made as a group, emotions are shared openly, sometimes excessively, and loyalty to the family unit is paramount. This model has served them well, particularly in facing societal challenges related to dwarfism. Their unity has been their armor. Brice, however, comes from a more individualistic background, where autonomy, personal space, and emotional privacy are valued. In his worldview, needing time alone isn't a rejection of others, it's a necessary act of self-care. But in the Johnston household, solitude can be misinterpreted as withdrawal or disinterest. This disconnect isn't unique to reality TV, it mirrors real-life challenges faced by countless individuals entering long-established families through marriage or long-term relationships. Therapists often refer to this as family of origin integration, and it's rarely seamless. The more tightly knit the original family, the harder it can be for an outsider to find their footing without losing themselves in the process. Emma Johnston finds herself at the heart of this tension. As the youngest daughter, she's deeply embedded in the family structure. Her identity has long been intertwined with her role as the baby of the Johnston clan. Yet, as she matures and builds a life with Brice, she's forced to confront a difficult question: can she honor her family while also prioritizing her partner's emotional needs? In past seasons, Emma has shown signs of wanting more independence. Moving into her own apartment with Brice was a major step. But the pull of home remains strong. When crises arise, and they often do in the Johnston household, Emma is quick to return, sometimes at the expense of her own relationship boundaries. Her reaction to Brice's admission reveals her internal conflict. On one hand, she empathizes with his need for space. On the other, she fears that setting firmer boundaries might be seen as betrayal, a notion reinforced by subtle, and not so subtle, comments from family members who worry she's changing or pulling away. This push-pull dynamic is central to her character arc. Emma is no longer just a daughter, she's a partner, and eventually, potentially, a wife and mother in her own right. Her journey is about learning to balance love for her family with the health of her romantic relationship, a lesson many adult children must learn, often through painful trial and error. Social media exploded after the episode aired. On one side, fans praised Brice for his honesty and emotional maturity. "Finally, someone said it," wrote one viewer on Instagram. The Johnstons mean well, but their constant togetherness can be exhausting to watch, let alone live through. Others, however, were less sympathetic. "If you're dating Emma, you knew what you were signing up for," commented a longtime fan on Reddit. "The family is the show. You can't want Emma without wanting the chaos that comes with her." This division reflects a broader debate about the nature of relationships. Should love require total assimilation into a partner's world? Or is it healthy, and necessary, to maintain one's own identity, even at the cost of occasional friction? TLC, ever attuned to audience sentiment, has leaned into this storyline, using it to explore deeper themes beyond the show's usual comedic beats. Producers have given Brice more screen time to voice his perspective, signaling a shift toward more nuanced storytelling in the show's later seasons. Little Johnstons has always walked a fine line between authentic representation and entertainment. While the family's experiences with dwarfism are undeniably real and educational, the show also amplifies drama for ratings. Arguments are edited for maximum tension, quiet moments are often cut in favor of chaotic group scenes. This raises an important question: is Brice's stress exacerbated by the presence of cameras? Living under constant surveillance can heighten emotional strain, especially when personal conflicts become public content. What might have been a private conversation between partners becomes a plot point for millions of viewers, adding pressure to perform reconciliation or resolution. Moreover, the show's format rewards high engagement. Family members who are loud, expressive, and constantly involved tend to get more screen time. Quieter personalities like Brice, who prefer to process internally, can appear distant or disengaged, even when they're simply operating differently. It's possible that Brice's admission is as much about the reality TV machine as it is about the family itself. The stress isn't just from the Johnstons, it's from trying to be himself in a system, both familial and televisual, that doesn't always make space for introversion or emotional nuance. As 7 Little Johnstons moves into its 11th season, the Brice-Emma storyline remains one of its most compelling threads. The couple has taken steps toward compromise, scheduling regular couple time away from the family, establishing clearer communication about needs, and even attending couples counseling, a detail hinted at in recent promos. For the Johnstons, this moment may serve as a wake-up call. While their closeness has been their strength, it can also be a barrier to their children's growth. Trent and Amber have already shown signs of evolving, supporting Jonah's independence, encouraging Elizabeth's career, and slowly learning to let go. Brice's honesty, though uncomfortable, may ultimately strengthen the family by introducing the concept of healthy boundaries. Love doesn't have to mean constant togetherness. Support doesn't require sacrificing individuality. And integration doesn't mean erasure. Brice's confession, "It's stressful," is more than a reality TV soundbite. It's a reflection of a universal human experience, the challenge of merging lives without losing oneself. In an era where family structures are more diverse than ever, blended families, chosen families, intercultural unions, the Johnston-Bolden dynamic offers a relatable case study in negotiation, empathy, and growth. The beauty of 7 Little Johnstons has always been its ability to humanize the extraordinary. But in Brice's vulnerability, we see something even more powerful, the ordinary struggles that bind us all. Whether you're part of a family of 7 little people or a household of 2, the quest for balance between connection and autonomy remains the same. As viewers, we may not have all the answers, but we can appreciate the courage it takes to say, "This is hard for me." And in doing so, Brice hasn't just spoken for himself, he's given voice to anyone who's ever loved a family that, for all its warmth, sometimes feels like too much. In the end, the Johnston story isn't just about dwarfism or reality TV fame. It's about learning to love, not just each other, but the space between us. And that's a lesson worth watching. 7 Little Johnstons, Liz Johnston snubs Anna from her wedding party list. In the world of reality television, few families have captured the hearts of viewers quite like the Johnstons of 7 Little Johnstons. Since its debut on TLC, the show has offered a compelling, often endearing look into the lives of Trent and Amber Johnston, both little people, and their 5 children, Jonah, Elizabeth, Liz, Anna, Emma, and Alex. What began as a series centered on the unique dynamics of a family where all members have achondroplasia quickly evolved into a broader narrative about growing up, finding identity, navigating relationships, and confronting the universal challenges of adolescence and adulthood, all under the unforgiving glare of the camera lens. For years, fans have watched the Johnston siblings mature before their eyes. From school dances and driver's ed mishaps to first jobs and romantic entanglements, the show has chronicled it all with a blend of humor, vulnerability, and occasional drama. Among the most talked about storylines in recent seasons has been Liz Johnston's journey toward marriage. Her relationship with boyfriend Brice Bolden has been a focal point, culminating in their engagement and, more recently, wedding preparations. But as is often the case in tightly knit families, especially those living in the public eye, not every decision is met with universal approval. And in a move that has left fans buzzing and speculating, Liz reportedly excluded her sister Anna from her wedding party, sparking rumors of a rift between the two. To understand the weight of this perceived snub, one must first appreciate the complex relationship between Liz and Anna. Though both are daughters of Trent and Amber, they are not biological sisters. Anna was adopted by the Johnstons as an infant, a fact that has been openly discussed on the show and celebrated as part of the family's story. From the outside, the bond between Liz and Anna appeared strong, sisters who shared bedrooms, inside jokes, fashion advice, and the unique experience of growing up in a high-profile dwarfism family. They've been seen supporting each other through breakups, career shifts, and personal growth moments. So when Liz began assembling her bridal party and Anna's name was notably absent, it raised eyebrows across the fanbase. Social media erupted almost immediately. Viewers took to platforms like Reddit, Instagram, and TikTok to dissect every possible clue. Had there been a falling out? Was this a reflection of deeper, unspoken tensions within the household? Or was it simply a matter of logistics? Perhaps Liz wanted a smaller wedding party and had to make difficult choices. The ambiguity only fueled speculation. Some fans pointed to subtle body language in recent episodes, fewer shared scenes, less physical affection, or even a noticeable lack of Anna in key wedding planning moments. Others recalled past episodes where minor disagreements between the sisters were played for comedic effect, but now, in hindsight, seemed potentially more significant. Liz, for her part, has remained largely silent on the specifics. In a brief Instagram post announcing her bridal party, she shared a photo with her chosen attendants, close friends and her sister Emma, but made no mention of Anna. The caption read, "So grateful for these incredible women standing by my side on my big day, 2 hearts. While warm and appreciative, the omission of Anna's name or even a general nod to her sisters felt conspicuous to longtime viewers. Emma, the youngest Johnston daughter, was included, a detail that only intensified questions. If Emma made the cut, why not Anna? This dynamic is further complicated by the fact that Anna has, in recent years, stepped slightly away from the spotlight. While still part of the show, she has expressed a desire for more privacy and has been less involved in some of the more dramatic or staged storylines that have come to define later seasons. She's also pursued her own path, including moving out of the family home and focusing on her career and personal life. Some speculate that this growing independence may have created emotional distance between her and Liz, who remains more deeply embedded in the family's reality TV orbit. Moreover, wedding parties are rarely just about logistics, they're deeply symbolic. Being chosen as a bridesmaid often signifies a level of closeness, trust, and shared history. To be excluded, especially as a sister, can feel like a public rejection, regardless of the bride's intent. In Anna's case, the sting may be amplified by her adoptive status. Though the Johnstons have always emphasized that love, not biology, defines their family, the subconscious weight of that distinction can sometimes surface in emotionally charged moments like weddings. Whether or not Liz consciously considered this, the optics are undeniably sensitive. Amber and Trent, ever the protective parents, have not publicly addressed the situation. In past seasons, they've been quick to mediate sibling squabbles or offer heartfelt advice during moments of tension. Their silence now may indicate that they're allowing their daughter space to navigate this privately, or it could suggest that the issue is more delicate than it appears. Either way, the absence of parental commentary has only added to the mystery. Adding another layer to the story is Brice, Liz's fiancé. While generally well-liked by fans and seemingly integrated into the Johnston family, his influence on wedding decisions cannot be discounted. It's not uncommon for couples to jointly decide on wedding party members, and Brice may have had input on the final list. Perhaps Anna's relationship with Brice has been strained, or maybe he simply didn't know her as well as Liz's other friends. Without direct confirmation, however, this remains speculation. What's particularly striking about this situation is how it reflects broader themes that Seven Little Johnstons has grappled with over the years: identity, belonging, and the evolving nature of family bonds. As the Johnston children grow older, they're no longer just characters in a TV show, they're adults with their own lives, opinions, and interpersonal complexities. The illusion of a perfectly harmonious family, so often projected in early seasons, has given way to something more realistic, messy, nuanced, and sometimes painful. It's also worth noting that reality TV, by its very nature, distorts reality. Storylines are edited for drama, conversations are condensed, and context is often lost. It's entirely possible that Liz and Anna are on perfectly good terms off camera, and that Anna herself opted out of the wedding party for personal reasons. Perhaps she didn't want the responsibility, or preferred to attend as a guest. In fact, in a past interview, Anna mentioned feeling overwhelmed by the constant filming and expressed a desire to experience major life events more privately. If true, her absence from the bridal party might be a mutual decision rather than a snub. Yet the narrative that has taken hold among fans is one of exclusion, and that perception matters. In the court of public opinion, especially within dedicated fan communities, actions are interpreted through the lens of past episodes, social media activity, and even fashion choices, or lack thereof. When Anna didn't appear in group photos or wedding dress shopping segments, viewers connected the dots. And once the bridal party was revealed without her, the theory solidified. The fallout has been palpable. Online forums are divided. Some defend Liz's right to choose whomever she wants for her special day, arguing that brides shouldn't be obligated to include family members if they don't feel close to them. Others express sympathy for Anna, suggesting that regardless of their current relationship, excluding a sister, especially one who's been part of your life since infancy, is a harsh move that could have lasting consequences. This incident also highlights a recurring tension in reality TV families, the conflict between personal autonomy and public expectation. The Johnstons didn't just raise 5 children, they raised 5 personalities whose lives are now partially owned by the audience. Fans feel invested in their relationships, heartbroken by their breakups, and elated by their successes. When something disrupts the expected narrative, like a sister missing from a wedding party, it feels like a betrayal not just to the individuals involved, but to the viewers who followed their journey for years. Interestingly, this isn't the first time a Johnston wedding has sparked controversy. When Jonah married his wife, Haley, there were also questions about who was and wasn't included in the ceremony. But those discussions were relatively muted compared to the current uproar over Liz and Anna. Why? Perhaps because sisterhood carries a different emotional weight. Brothers may drift, but sisters, especially in media portrayals, are expected to be each other's lifelong allies, confidants, and cheerleaders. When that image cracks, it resonates deeply. As the wedding date approaches, all eyes are on how the storyline will unfold, both on-screen and off. Will the show address the elephant in the room? Will there be a tearful reconciliation or a candid conversation between Liz and Anna? Or will the tension remain unspoken, lingering beneath the surface of what should be a joyous occasion? TLC has a history of leaning into emotional moments for ratings, so it's likely the issue will be explored in upcoming episodes. But whether that portrayal will reflect reality or be shaped by producers remains to be seen. For now, Anna has maintained a dignified silence. Her social media continues to showcase her independent life, career updates, travel photos, and moments with friends, suggesting she's focused on her own path. Meanwhile, Liz's posts are filled with wedding countdowns, dress fittings, and giddy anticipation. On the surface, both sisters seem to be moving forward. But the absence of joint appearances or supportive comments on each other's posts speaks volumes to attentive followers. Ultimately, the Liz and Anna wedding party controversy is about more than just a list of names. It's about the fragility of sibling bonds under pressure, the performative nature of televised family life, and the emotional toll of growing up in front of millions. It's a reminder that even in families celebrated for their unity, cracks can appear, and that love, while powerful, doesn't always prevent hurt. As fans await the wedding episode, many hope for resolution. Not necessarily a fairy tale ending, but at least honesty. Because if 7 Little Johnstons has taught viewers anything, it's that real strength lies not in perfection, but in the willingness to confront hard truths, with grace, humility, and, when possible, forgiveness. Whether Liz and Anna will find their way back to each other remains uncertain. But one thing is clear, in the complex tapestry of the Johnston family, this moment will be remembered, not just as a wedding detail, but as a turning point in the story of 2 sisters navigating adulthood, identity, and the enduring, complicated ties that bind them.